morning, guys. About 4:45 a.m. Left the trailhead about 15 minutes ago. Trying to get up to where I want to be before the sun comes up. Hopefully we see some elk this morning, and hopefully we can get it done. Talk to you guys when the sun comes up. Well, guys, quick update. I saw 4 cows and 2 yearling calves. See where the sun's on the top of the ridge over there. They're working their way up that. I'm not going to try and make a move on those right now. Number one, they're forever and a day over there. Ton of elevation gain. Number two, they dropped down on the other side, so I don't know which direction they went. And I felt like earlier this week we were impatient, so I'm going to stay on this side of the canyon and keep glassing. See if I can find another little pocket of them. Beautiful morning. It's hot. I mean, even before the sun came up, it's already warm. It's supposed to be 98 today, hottest day of the year up here. It won't be quite that hot this high, but it's hot. Holy crap, guys, look at the deadhead I just found. I can barely get it in the lens. You see that elk deadhead? It's been here forever. I mean, the skull is disintegrated. I saw some shoulder bones and vertebrae up here, and they were so big I thought it was a beef cow. But I thought, well, I'm going to spend some time looking, even though I'm trying to fill the freezer right now, not find horns. But this thing is awesome looking. I'm going to pull it out here in a minute and show you guys. Well, there he is, somewhat as he would lay. Obviously, that's not exactly right. What a cool find, though. He's busted up on several places. And he's turning pink. I mean, like I said, this thing's been up here forever. The skull is rotted all the way into. Pretty cool, though. Alright, we found some antler. Now let's see if we can go put some meat in the freezer. I just saw those 4 cows and the 2 yearling calves that I mentioned, kind of right at sunlight. I haven't seen any other elk. I did see a moose. I don't know if I mentioned that on the video yet. And then just found this cool thing. Look how much mass is here, guys. I can't even get my hand around. In fact, I can't even come close if I come out here to where it kind of paddles out. Even here, oh, I can almost touch there. What a cool find. Too bad it's forever old. Man, it's just been sitting here a long time. Looks like at one time too it had a little devil tine right here. They got busted off, which is super cool. Well, guys, we're just coming up on my trail cam. Haven't seen anything since those elk early this morning. But the camera's still there, which is good. Let's see how many pictures it has on it. .48, so it didn't take very many. I think it had 28. So not a lot of activity up here. I'll pull the card and throw it in the camera, see what we got. Well, guys, that trail cam location was a complete bust. Had 2 does and 1 fawn. It's been up here for about 2 weeks. So I'm going to take it down. That's helpful, though. The elk I've seen on the other side of this canyon. The ones I saw again today, I saw on the other side of this canyon. And obviously with no activity on the trail cam, I can pretty much ignore this side of the canyon. So next time I come up, that'll help me narrow in where I want to go. So it wasn't a complete waste, but really no good pictures to share. Even the doe and the fawn weren't real close on it. So, but that's part of it. You got to weed out the bad places to find the good. So I've only got a half day to hunt today, so I'm going to pack up and head back down, grab a quick snack, and kind of load up on some water. It's just hot. It's probably 90 already. I'm in the shade right now, so it's not quite that hot where I'm sitting. But so anyway, get back into town and get some work done, and then I should be able to bring up Caleb at least once over the weekend, and we'll see if we can get on the other side of the canyon where we've seen the elk and make something happen. Thanks for following along. Have a good day. Well, good evening, guys. So the video that you just watched was the second day that I was out elk hunting in the unit that Caleb and I have for our cow tag. And I did see elk, as I said on the video. I'm sorry that I didn't get video on there, just so far away. He and I did get to go out again one day on the weekend. We went out Sunday after church. I will tell you we did see elk. I will tell you we did see some cows. And whether or not we punched our tags, you'll have to watch the next video to find out. But so anyway, the good news is we've got a spot where we're consistently seeing the elk up there. This season ends August 17th for a while, and then it picks back up again in October, on October 6th. So, we'll continue to film as we're up there. Again, I apologize that I don't get a lot of video when we're up there. I just have a ton of respect for you guys who video all your hunts and get a ton of footage. I don't know how you do it. But one of the things I just want to talk about today was, why I get so excited finding sheds, or in this case, on this video, finding that big deadhead. That deadhead is the first 6x6 elk deadhead that I've ever found. I found a couple of 5x5s before. That's my first 6x6, and it just had a ton of mass on it, had a lot of character. I had that little devil tine that had busted off. But one of the reasons I love finding sheds is just, it always makes me wonder the story behind the animal. It obviously at least survived through the winter to the point where it dropped if it's a shed. But I always wonder, is it going to be in the area again the next season? Is it going to be bigger than last year, or is it on the way downhill as far as the size of the antlers and things like that? So I think just the unknown and just wondering what the story is behind the shed, behind the animal, so to speak, that dropped it, is one of the things that makes it so fun. The other reason I like picking up sheds is it makes me feel like I'm in an area where maybe nobody's been for a while. It's amazing to me how often I'll be out in the woods and not on any designated trail, just kind of bushwhacking, and I'll come across a beer can or a soda can or some other sort of trash, and I'm thinking, gosh, I thought maybe I was the only person to be back in here for a long time, but that's usually not the case. So when you find a shed, you think, oh, maybe I'm the first guy that's been up this particular trail, or this drainage, or wherever you found it. So that's one thing I like about it. I'm going to post a couple of pictures at the end of this video of some knives that a friend of mine named Ethan Gunn made using some of the sheds I found this year. And in the description box, I'm going to put a link to his website. It's gunforge.com. He's a great guy. He does great work. And so if you're ever interested in a handmade custom knife, he makes them out of antler handles. He does wooden handles. He can custom build for what you want. But anyway, I'll put his information in the description of this video. I really encourage you to check out his website, check out his gallery. He's got some really neat stuff. The last thing I want to talk about on this video is just the Minute on the Mountain, the verse for the day. And the verse for the day is Psalm 34:18, which says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." I've heard it said before that all of us are either going into a tragedy, or in the middle of a tragedy, or just coming out of one. And so we all know what it feels like to be brokenhearted. We all know what it feels like to be crushed in spirit. And some of you watching this video might be in one of those times right now. And so I just want to remind you that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and He saves those who are crushed in spirit. And I want to remind you that He knows exactly what you're going through. because he stood by and allowed his one and only son to be brutally tortured and murdered and crucified on a cross for you and for me, because that's how much he loves us. So God is no stranger to suffering, and he can empathize with you no matter what you're going through. So if you have any prayer needs, if you're going through something tough right now and I can pray for you, feel free to make a comment on the video, or feel free to request, a private message or anything like that. I'd be happy to do that. So thanks again for coming along. Thanks for following along with us on this elk hunt. Again, I'm not going to tell you if we've tagged out yet or not. You'll have to watch the next video to find out. But sure appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't turned the notifications on so that you get notified when a new video is released, that would be awesome as well. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.